Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. We're going to talk about sex. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Larry Burchett. Today we're going to talk about the Olympic Village and sexual intercourse. Just sounds so awkward, doesn't it? Apparently, in Korea, they have dumped over 100,000 condoms into that little village. And the news has been asking me, does sex affect athletic performance? Does it help it? Does it hurt it? And so I want to talk about that a little bit. I kind of reviewed some of the literature out there. 100,000 condoms, that's 37 condoms per Olympian. Really? Like, that's a lot of action. So the answer is, does sex affect positively or negatively athletic performance? Probably not. At least not from a physiologic standpoint. So you might think, relax your muscles before the big game. Or does it deplete your body of energy or something like that? Probably not, right? Like most sex, you're not even going to be burning 100 calories, typically. But I want to talk about 5 things that I think do affect athletic performance, and maybe indirectly some of this Olympic sex lifestyle could affect that stuff. 5 things that do affect athletic performance. They're obvious things, you're going to agree with them. Number 1 is nutrition. So mainly we're talking about energy, the day of the event. So I'm not talking about, how much protein you eat and supplements and all of this stuff beforehand. And I'm even going to leave aside performance enhancing stuff. I don't want to talk about caffeine and EPO or steroid. Like, I'm going to leave all of that to the side. But the day of and the day before the big performance or game, some people, typically if you're going to do a longer event that's 2-3 plus hours, the 24 hours before, people will carb load. It is an incredible amount of carbs. I looked it up, 10 to 12 grams of carbs per kilogram. So a 70, 80 kilogram man, that's 1,000 grams of carbs. That's a ton. It's a ton of pasta. Most people probably eat between 200 and 300 carbs on average in a normal day. So it's like 3 times normal. So anyway, carb loading. If you have like a sprint event, you want to make sure you have enough energy and carbs. You do not need to eat that much, and you don't have to do it as much in advance. Also, you want to make sure that you have eaten the right stuff just before. So, how might sex impact that? If you're screwing around and partying and out too much, and because you're distracted. And now I'm conflating things. I'm associating sex with going out and partying in this village. If that affects their nutrition in some way, that would absolutely affect their performance. Similarly, we talk about hydration status. So primarily water, hydration, and then electrolyte balance. So sodium. Dehydration, of course. I've seen severe stuff in the ER, people pass out. Can that affect your athletic performance? You bet. Especially when it comes to sweating. They say people can lose maybe 2% of their body weight in fluids, and it doesn't impact like marathon runners, sprinters, marathon runners who have to kind of stay hydrated. But beyond that, it can affect performance. I have seen low sodium fatigue, energy done. A cousin of mine, there's another video that I talked about how he used to not be able to run marathons, and he got diagnosed with basically excessive sweating. He would sweat out so much sodium chloride that his sodium level would drop to a level where he could not complete the marathon and function. And so he learned to take replacement sodium chloride tablets, just replacement salt, and then bam, he's gone off and done these crazy Ironman. And that was the key thing for him. So these things absolutely can make a difference. Again, it's a stretch. Like having sex, like you gonna sweat that much? No. Is that gonna get you dehydrated? No. If you're out drinking, if you're not staying hydrated, if you're not paying attention to those things, maybe it would. I know I'm totally stretching this to make a video out of it, but the news wants to talk about that stuff, and this stuff I think is much more, accurate on what actually affects performance. And so the final one that I want to talk about is the psychology. So depending, and this is very individual, but I don't think that there's any universal thing about how sex may affect somebody now. But I can imagine a bunch of ways where it could mainly negatively affect a performance. Let's say you have a significant other, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you go there and you hook up with somebody before your event. You may have some guilt, that may get in your head and affect psychology and result in a worse performance. I remember a buddy of mine, this is a different kind of performance, broke up with his girlfriend before he took a big test, and he did worse on the test because he was emotionally affected by that. So could that possibly do it? Yeah, maybe. And let's be honest, I think being in that environment and having fun and maybe meeting somebody and having that kind of experience, it might add a boost. It might make you feel better. Some guy might, maybe feels like he's the man after meeting the gold medal Russian figure skater. I don't know. Might feel a little better. That might provide a little boost psychology-wise. Probably not biologically or physiology-wise, but yeah, maybe it provides a little boost. So I think if these guys are sticking to their regimen and getting sleep and nutrition and they're staying hydrated and they have their electric, all that stuff doesn't get influenced by it. I just don't imagine sex positively or negatively doing anything outside of individual psychology things. There you go. That's my answer. Do we need 37 condoms per person there? I don't know about that, but I hope that all the Olympians represent their countries with pride and have some fun and they enjoy the experience. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.